Welcome back, great people of Biafra. We do apologize for the interruption. We are being attacked, as you well know. Even Facebook have said no to people boosting this very post. So please do bear with us. We are back, and once again, we are live. I have a caller on the line. If this very caller can hear me, please give us your name and where you're calling from, and please do turn down your system, please. I beg of you to turn down your system. We are back. We must overcome. Turn down your system, please. Oh, my goodness. They're not paying attention. The caller on the line, please, can you hear me? The caller on Skype, can you hear me? I have a caller on Skype. Can you hear me? No. They cannot hear me. They cannot hear me. Or something is happening. I have somebody who happens to be on hold. Let me try once again. Lilian Ozomba, can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Yes. Give us your.
My name is Nkechinyere Ozomba.
Nkechinyere Ozomba. Where are you calling from?
Nkechinyere Ozomba. I'm from Nkwere Imenyi in Biafra land.
Yes, and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Greece.
From Greece. Thank you very much. Nkechinyere, please go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. I have a suggestion
concerning
these saboteurs. Although people are calling, asking you, what are we going to do the saboteurs when Biafra come? But my own suggestion is that, for me, it's like when Biafra come, if they did not repent, all these our governors and the senators that don't want to join us, is to ban them from Biafra land. Because your answer is to kill them, hang them. Even somebody asks about their children, what are we going to do their children? You say no, that their children, they are innocent. My leader, their children are not innocent. You know why? You can see what Nnamdi is doing. Is what now, because anybody to really see,
yes.
So if you leave their children, they will still continue where their father starts. So the best thing is to ban them. So when we ban them, if they like, let them go to Ghana, let them go anywhere. So when they go there, they will not be seeing that Biafra is great. So they will be seeing it and they will be hearing it. And also they will have problem with their children. Because when their children in this school, their grandchildren, they will answering Ogochukwu, Nkechinyere, like my name. That kind of name. Then they say, this is your name. I think your name, you are from Biafra. Then they will now go home and ask their father. Papa, people are calling me, they say I'm Biafra because of my name. Where are we from? Then the father will not start telling them. So it will be a shame for them. That is my suggestion. We are not going to hang them or kill them because I don't want us to soil our hand on blood. So the best thing is to ban them, put their pictures in all Biafra land. That these kind of people, we don't want to see them in Biafra land. I think that is my own suggestion. Then the second question I want to ask my leader is concerning if Biafra come, our people that is in prison in all over the world. So is there any means to bring them out? I know most of them do bad thing. Most of them also make up because of paper issue. Most of them because of something Nigerian, because of the Nigeria you are answering, because of the system of Nigeria is not working. So there is no means to bring you out and you are innocent in the prison, nobody to ask of you. So I'm asking if Biafra come, is there any way we are going to go all the whole world and bring them back and give them second chance, whatever they did? That is my question.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for that. And in response to your question, I slightly disagree with you. Every saboteur will be made an example of that others may learn. All over the world, the only crime that still attracts death penalty is treason. Treachery against your own nation, treachery against your people, working and sabotaging the overall interest of your people still attracts death penalty in most civilized countries. And for everybody who is involved in sabotaging what we are doing, they are going to go down for it. Their children are innocent. as you said. Is anyone answering Ifajuna, where we come from now? The answer is no. The same way nobody will answer Wodo in time to come. Nobody will answer Uzodema in time to come. These are people who are traitors. Anybody who is a frontline traitor, their names will disappear. That is how it's always been in history. And that's how it's always going to be. And their children will change their surname because of the shame that their father has brought on them. There was something else you said which is actually absolutely important. Of course, Nneamodo's father was a traitor during the war. Nneamodo's father was an arch traitor during the war. Go and ask anybody that knows. He was a traitor. And the son also became a traitor against our people. We understand that. But we shall handle them when the time comes. Concerning those who are abroad, those who are imprisoned, one thing is certain: we're going to bring all of them back to Biafra land. We are going to sign bilateral agreements with countries holding our people as prisoners for them to finish their sentence back home. That doesn't mean we are in any way, shape, or form encouraging bad behavior or criminality. What we're saying is that they will come back to our land to serve. And after that, any other person who embroils him or herself in any measure, any type of crime at all, abroad, will have to bear the consequences. We don't want to condone criminality. We don't want to be seen as a people condoning criminality, because there will be none in Biafra. Employment will be provided. Nobody will be homeless. Everybody will have something to do. Before the same way we were before the white man came. Everybody has something they were doing. That is why in our land we had no beggars before the white man came. It is only the existence of the Zoological Republic and our participation in it that has led us now that we can now hear that some people are out on the streets begging, trying to be like Alamajiri from the north. I thank you, my dear sister. Thank you very much. Your contributions are noted, and I can assure you that we're going to do all we can to bring our people back home, and they will come back home. They will come back home. That I can assure you. They will come back home. I have a caller on the line. Please give us your name and where you're calling us from. They are not listening. They are listening via another means. They are listening via another. They are listening to my voice and also calling us. I don't understand why they do this. If I hear my voice, that I can assure you, I will not be able to take your call. I will not be able to take your call, please. The caller on the line, can you hear me? On Skype, can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning, leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you. Where are you calling from and what's your name?
I'm calling from Morocco. I'm calling from Morocco, Casablanca.
From Casablanca in Morocco. Are you a member of this noble family in Morocco? Are you one of us in Morocco?
Yeah, I am a member of the noble family. We have 4 zones in Morocco.
Amazing. Amazing.
We have 5 zones in Morocco. We have 5 zones in Morocco. I'm really impressed calling you, my leader. I'm really impressed.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I'm carried away calling you today, hearing your voice today.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
My name's Philip Chukwunyemeze Chigwe. I'm from Igbuzo, Delta State, Biafra land.
Mention that name again, where you come from. Pronounce it properly. Where are you from?
My name is Chukwunyemeze Chigwe. Chukwunyemeze.
Yes. Go ahead. I can no longer hear him. Can you hear me? I can't hear him. Unbelievable. I can't hear him anymore. He's from Ibuzo. Igbo Binuzo. Igbo Binuzo. In the so-called Delta State. Igbo Binuzo. Igbo Uzo. That is the name of where he comes from. Unfortunately, we seem to have lost him. And I'll ask him to please try and call us back. Igbo Binuzo. Today they call it Ibuza. Fulani said his name Ibuza. How wretched. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Hello, good morning.
Raise your voice for us, please. Are you afraid? Don't be afraid. Raise your voice. Give us your name and where you are, please.
Okay, Mazi. I greet you this morning. My name is Odinaka Chukwu Onwusaka.
Odinaka Chineke. Yes, go ahead, please. Everything is in the hands of God. Go ahead, please.
Lagos.
You're in Lagos. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Mazi, I want to thank you so much for the good job you are doing for us. And it's a big thing that you are doing for all of us. We understand what you are doing. And then I've been calling for this radio Biafra since, and I'm not able to get you, but I thank God.
You have gotten through today, and the world is waiting to hear from you. Please go ahead. You have gotten through. The world is waiting to hear from you. Go ahead.
Okay, Mazi. What I want to say to you is I have a suggestion towards some people who do not want us to succeed in what we are doing, especially the saboteurs in our land, who have been paying deaf ears to what is happening on the ground, the death of people and the killing of IPOB everywhere. They feel it doesn't concern them. So what I feel is, like the order you gave the other time, I just want to suggest that if any IPOB in anywhere in Biafra land, especially in the states where these sabos reside, if anybody is being killed by the Nigeria force or any of the security agents, please, I suggest that the dead body of the person who is being killed should be taken to the house of those saboteurs. The villagers should mobilize themselves, the youths carry those dead bodies to their place, let them eat it, let them know, because I believe that is the only way they can understand the pains people are going through in Biafra. So I believe that with this, we will have their attention, and the world will know that indeed that what we are doing is not an ordinary thing. So that by the time they have those dead bodies in their place, maybe they will eat them, or maybe their mind will be recalled to what is happening on the ground in Biafra land. Mazi, I thank you so much, and I pray that Chukwuka continue to bless you till Biafra comes.
You say, thank you for that. Thank you for that. But nothing is going to stop the saboteurs. You know them very well, the way they operate. I have another caller on the line. Can you hear me? The caller on the line, can you hear me? Please turn your system down, your name and where you are, please, if you may. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Yes, your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Chukwuka Obieze. I'm calling you from Biafra land, Aba province.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead. And how was it at home yesterday? Did you all comply at home?
It was, yes, total shutdown in Abia State. Aba is total lockdown. No even single vehicle was on the road, not even the market, and every other environment within the Abia State was totally locked down.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead.
Mazi, please, my little contribution to this, our noble movement, is our students that sometimes the Europeans, Americans, and other developed countries will come here and they will conduct kind of tests that they will pick our best brains among us, and they will say that they are giving them scholarship to abroad, and they will take them there. Some people will sign life contract, and the rest of them, I don't know how we are going to handle that. And secondly, most of them, I don't know if they will actually return back to our Biafra land if Biafra comes, and how we are going to get those people back to our land, because taking them away from our land is like taking our resources out of our land. This is my first question. My second question is this: the saboteurs which we always talk about, please, our lady that called from Greece made a very powerful suggestion that is something that we really need to look into. Please, I want you to address it.
No, I think some of the issues that we are facing and will continue to face is the consistency and diligence of our people. There is nothing that consistency and diligence cannot overcome. What we are doing is exceptional. What this very generation is doing is something that will sustain our people for eternity. So what we are doing actually is craving immortality, not in terms of the physical being or the flesh which shall one day pass on, but in terms of the legacy that we leave behind. I don't want us to dwell or spend our time discussing people and issues that are of no relevance. What I want us to do is to focus on what we are going to do when Biafra comes, and questions, or should I say intractable questions regarding what we are doing to restore Biafra. Saboteurs will be taken care of when the time comes. But for now, our focus is on the restoration of Biafra. And the immense work that our people are doing, those who sat at home yesterday, I congratulate all of us. I'm not saying congratulate because for the simple reason that we are doing it for ourselves, we want Biafra to come. And yesterday, the world have recognized, despite their best efforts, that the world have now recognized that indeed we are serious about what we are looking for and that the zoo shall be no more. Thank you very much for calling. Let me try and go to the other line on WhatsApp to try and see if people are there and what they have to say. What they have to say. Let us take that call. This caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Mazi, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling us from, if you may.
This is Ago Chukwemeka. Please, Mazi, I'm calling from Belgium.
From Belgium, thank you very much. The good thing about IPOB, this very platform, Radio Biafra, is that we have listeners all over the world. In Morocco, in Greece, in Belgium, in Biafra land, everywhere. We are well represented. That is why we are formidable. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Mazi, please, there's something that keep on bothering me, but I just want to say it because I don't know how you will feel about it.
Go ahead.
It's about, I heard that he's your in-law in Germany.
Yes.
You know, that man has been terrorizing us, and he said he's not an IPOB. He said he's not an IPOB family member.
This has been terrorizing you?
Yes, he keep on terrorizing us, even abusing most of our members that we are overzealous and keep on abusing us, that we are abusing people. But the man is supposed to understand what we are fighting for, that none of us are happy. You know, I keep on asking. He keep on bringing our enemies in his platform, and I have blocked him. He keep on sending me message that he has he's somebody that will going to replace Mazi Nnamdi who can suit in his shoe. You know, I really want you to call that man and maybe give him a serious question. Let him guide himself because he's causing a lot of problems, sir.
I will do so. As you have said, so shall it be done. I will do so.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for your work, sir.
Thank you very, very much. As you have said, so is it going to be. I will do so. The caller on the line, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you're calling from.
My great leader. My name is Asawajike from Suka, Okparibo, Tuka government.
Thank you very much.
From Ghana.
From Ghana. Give us your name again.
Asawajike.
Okay, from Osuka. Asogwa Ike. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah, please, ma'am. Last 3 weeks, we are doing a meeting at Ghana, water region. So please come arrest us. So up to now,
no, it's been resolved. That matter has been resolved. I don't know if you know. I was briefed immediately. Some people went to hold meetings with the opposition party in Ghana, if I'm not mistaken. Or where we were holding our meeting, the Ghana opposition party was also holding a meeting nearby. You know that these are African countries. These are uncivilized people. These are people who do not reason very well. So somehow they assumed that IPOB, or should I say Biafrans in Ghana, is now working with the opposition government, the opposition party in Ghana, which is a lie. I was fully briefed and I followed up everything until those who were arrested were all released. I am aware of that. I know what happened from top to bottom. I know. And I also know that some of them who have or who had issues with their papers were transferred to immigration, and we're following everything up. That I can assure you. Anywhere anything happens to a family member, I am promptly briefed about it. And we set in motion a machinery to secure their release. So be rest assured.
Thank you, sir. And even yesterday, we had a bad news. Our neighbor coordinator had accident dead.
Very, very terrible and very, very sad indeed. But unfortunately, such is life. things. The fact that we are agitating for Biafra doesn't mean that road accidents will not happen anymore. The fact that we are agitating for Biafra does not mean that people will not go back, or should I say pass on anymore. These things happen. But that is why we need to put every effort we can into making sure that Biafra comes where the roads will be properly built, where there will be regulation regarding the speed that people can attain when they are driving, to minimize the loss of lives. It is very, very sad and highly regrettable. And may Chukwu Okike Abiama accept his soul. Thank you very much.
Please, I ask one question, please.
Go ahead.
Please, I'm asking, like, if Biafra come, will you be able to get a chance to teach us what to do now, because you don't know a lot of things.
Who is doing a lot of things? Who?
I say, when the Biafra come, will you be able to get a chance again to teach us the history about Biafra, about a lot of things?
No, when Biafra comes, I will completely retire. I will go to a stream in my village. That is where I would live. And Biafra will be run by very capable women and men who know what they're doing. And there are other people who can teach even better than I do. And that will be their turn and their time to come out to teach. But I will write a book. I will write a book, and then after that I will retire, because this has taken its toll on me. I'm telling you the truth. It has taken its toll on me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I have another caller who happens to be on Skype as well. This caller, can you hear me? The whole world is listening. Give us your name and where you're calling us from, if you may. Yes, your name and where you are, please.
Okay, my name is Ifoma Obi Fustachi, and I'm calling from UK.
From United Kingdom. Go ahead.
Yes, please. Okay, mine is more of not really a contribution, a question, but it's more of a contribution. And one of it, I have to say it in Igbo. I'm sorry for other Biafrans, but I have to say it in Igbo because it's quite direct to the Igbos. So, number one is that we have pasal our talents. Gabo chukunya ha onyinye. Like the last one for na eji mmiri enwete energy eji eme. So ihe m na chi ikwe ebe anwa bụ na ụmụnna ya ọbụla nwafọ Igbo ọbụla na onyinye ya na-apụta, because ka anyị mara ka anyị ga-esi na-echekwa ha ka ọ hapụ ịbụ na ndị ọcha bịa ha si na na-achọ sponsor ha akpọrọ ha apụwa maka.
But you need to say this. No. Listen, my dear sister. You need to say this in English, because there are a lot of people. We have people from Izon. We have people from Urobo, we have people from Ishekiri who are also inventors. They have invented a lot of things. What you're saying, in effect, is that we should not allow any foreign body to come to say they are going to sponsor our people. A lot of people don't know what we are doing. We are investing very heavily in our scientists, and they are doing marvelously well, that I can assure you. If anybody has any invention, if they have anything and they require help and assistance, they should meet the nearest IPOB coordinator. Such requests will be communicated to us, and we'll make every effort to ensure that they receive every grant they need to continue their work and to sustain themselves without the need to look towards an external benefactor. That's what I want you to understand. Yeah. So people are everywhere. Yeah. If you go to if you go to Ibibio land, there are inventors. If you go to Efik land, there are inventors. If you go to Ekoi, there are inventors all over the place. Little children invent because our mothers gave birth to us as engineers and scientists. And I can tell you, we are working with many, many of them. You won't believe it. I said it before. I'm not going to import one single bullet from abroad to make sure that our land is rid of terrorists. Everything we are using in our land, we manufacture locally. I'm saying it so that the whole world can hear me. I'm not hiding anything. Everything we use, we manufacture locally because we have learned our lessons. I'm one of those people that who I always learn from history. I don't want a situation whereby Britain will come again. There'll be air, land, and sea blockade. There'll be no guns to fight our enemies. Everything we need, we manufacture ourselves. That I can assure you, and we're doing a very good job of it. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah. Okay, please, the last one, please. Please, the last one is that is something very important. Our people have to know, I know you said it several times, but please, this is a spiritual battle. And what we are going to is spiritual. They are not blood and flesh. So we still have to go and take back what they stolen from our forefathers spiritually to be able to get Biafran back. We must. If not, we are delaying ourselves. We are delaying ourselves in this battle. And Biafra has to come very soon because the enemies are fighting very quickly before we, the owner of this earth, will wake up, because the world know we are waking up. If we wake up, they won't be able to get back. They know they are going back to their square one. So we have to go and take back what they stole from our forefathers, to get back the strength spiritually, to be able to get Biafra back. This is what it is. It's not about, if we continue with the religion of a thing, we will continue disappointing ourselves. The thing is that this is the answer, this is the key, whether we like it or not. We are being conquered with religion and whatever. It's a spiritual battle, it's not, because we've got every other thing. But this is the main point. Whether our people like it or not, this is the only answer. And it is in our land. The key of everything is in Biafra land. It's not any other place.
The key that unlocks the key. Of course it is. Thank you very much, my dear sister. I understand what you're saying. What our sister is saying, in effect, is that we must be very, very wary and very careful to underrate the spiritual dimension of this very effort. That was where, when we started, I did a lot of research. People don't know this. I did a lot, and I did loads and loads of research. About our mode of worship, who we are, where we are from, and where we are going. Because as you well know, in our local parlance, if you don't know where you're coming from, you cannot know where you're going. So we had to go back. We had to go back into our history to discover who we truly are. And we are the worshippers of the Most High God, Chukwukikabian. That is why, if you listen to this program this morning, if you listen to anybody listening this morning, listen to the names of all the callers. Listen to all of them. You will notice that there is one thing that is unique about us that no other people on this earth have. We worship God with the name we give to our children. And that is the clearest pointer as to who you are. This is what I want people. And when your enemies come to conquer you, they conquer you both physically and spiritually. The same thing that the Fulani Janjaweed are doing with their cattle. They make love to their cattle. They have sex with cattle. After having sex with cattle, they slaughter the cattle and they give to you as suya and you eat. That is why some of you are in bondage and you are beholden to them. It's a very simple thing. That is what they do. When the British came to conquer us, they gave us their New Testament, their own version of understanding of who God is. That even in my own village, that is St. Andrew's Anglican Church. But in the white man's land, there is no ordinal, so to speak, where they are. And one thing our people don't understand is that when we study, when we research, people should research from a perspective that recognizes objectivity. You have to be objective. You don't have to be sentimental. When we did the whole of the research and we discovered that our temple was in Arochukwu that the British destroyed in 1904, we asked ourselves, what were they doing inside that Arochukwu? What happened? Then we discovered it was something that happened to the Temple of Solomon, and of course rebuilt by King Herod III in Jerusalem. The same thing happened. We were worshiping God. We were the children of God. Look at all our names. Chukwu, Emeki, Ikechukwu, all the rest of you, Tugochi, Amanachu. Hey, my goodness. That tells you who you are. I therefore do not need any foreigner. I don't need anything from anybody else to tell me who I am and to tell me about my relationship with God. My name is Nnamdi, which means my Redeemer liveth, that God in heaven is eternal and lives forever and ever. I don't need anybody else to tell me anything. I don't need any form, I don't need any other twist, any other form of religiosity to define who I am. It is there in me. By the names we answer. Umuchukwu. How many villages are there in our land that answer Umuchukwu? How many villages are there that answer Ihechukwu? Ihechukwu, the light of God. Which other religion again do I need when God is present in me? Is in my village, is in my name. That is who we are. And that is why IPOB is formidable. That is why nobody can dare stand to debate us. Nobody. Did terrible things happen? Of course, terrible things happened in the past. People corrupted our mode of worship and called it Omenala. And I am very, very happy that in this day and age, in these days, what we have now is not anymore. People start dancing from 12 o'clock in the afternoon, which is against our way of life, which is why, of course, you have divorce every blessed day. Before, we never used to divorce, but now we divorce because people now do put up a show. They change their cloth from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening. Whereas in the olden days, when you're getting married, that day you'll be crying because you know you are no longer coming back to your father's house only when there is a ceremony, and you cannot stay for more than 2 days. Now, it is now omenala ka Egbanku is now omenala, whereas it was not before. That is why ordinala is always better than omenala. Ordinala is the culture, the way of life of the people, whereas tradition is omenala. Ordinala is your culture, your way of life, your roots, whereas tradition is omenala. Omenala, anything can be tradition. Wearing ashebi is now tradition in our land, whereas before we never used to wear ashebi. There was nothing like ashebi in our land before. These are the things that people need to understand. Before, when you are mourning, be it your father, your mother, or your husband, or your wife, you mourn for 1 year. But these days, people go for burial on Friday, and on Sunday they go to church dancing and wearing white cloth. The period of mourning is over. All these things are now omenala. Whereas the ordinala itself, our way of life, stipulates that the period of mourning is for 1 year. We know all of these things, and that's what we're going back to, because we understand these things. People cannot see what we have seen. They cannot see what we have seen. They cannot see it. And that is why I encourage people, keep on researching. All of you should travel. There are places you need to travel in our land. People must go for pilgrimage. You must go to the hills to go and see the pyramids built by our forefathers and ask yourself, where did they get the knowledge to build these pyramids? You must also go to Aguleri. You must go to Aguleri. You must go to Umueri. You must go. Look at the way the women, look at the way they worship. I was there and I've seen all these things for myself. You must go to Umueri. You must go to Aguleri. You must go to Nsude, Udi Hills. You must go there. Very, very important. You must go to Unri. Agopuri. You must go to Unri. You must go and see the Adama of Unri. When you go to Unri, go to the Adama of Unri. He will take you to a place called Ohianwefi, where people used to sacrifice bull to God Almighty in heaven. I have been there, and I have prayed there. Have you been? No, you have not. You have not been to those places. And then, how can you know how grounded we are spiritually? How can anybody know? Have you been to Owe Eri? Have you been to Arochukwu? Have you been? Forget about what you're told by idiots who fathered by Fulani people. Have you been to Arochukwu? I was so glad to see during atonement the children of the Most High in their full religious regalia worshipping the Most High. Now tell me why we have. Some of you don't know the secret. Our secret is very simple. Once we discovered the spiritual significance of Arochukwu, we went back there, swept away the old cobweb, the corruption, the slavery, and all that rubbish, and asked God Almighty in heaven to bring his glory on this very earth. That is why we are formidable, if you don't know. If some of you don't know. I have another caller who happens to be on Skype. Your name and where you are, please. Your name and where you are. Can you hear me for the last time? The caller on Skype, can you hear me? Your name and where you are, please, if you may.
My name is Etimekbo Basi Udo.
Etimekbo Basi Udo. Where are you calling from?
I am calling from Bonahafo region, Ghana.
From Ghana. Thank you very much. Go ahead, please.
I am calling to know if my state is part of Biafra.
And which is your state?
Akwa Ibom.
You're asking if Akwa Ibom is part of Biafra. Who was the Ojukwu second in command during the war, 67 to 70, when Biafra existed as a sovereign independent state?
I know it is my brother who was second in command.
Do you know his name?
No, I can't recall his name.
His name is General Philip Effiong. Where is he from?
He's from Akwa Ibom.
Then, are you aware of our sister called Christy Ekam, who lives in the United States of America? Are you aware of who she is? Christy Ekam, do you know her?
No, I don't know her.
She is a member of the Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra, DOS, a high-ranking member for that matter, and the press secretary to the DOS. She's in the USA. She's part of IPOB ruling council. Are you aware of that?
No.
She is from Akwa Ibom. Do you know when I was arrested in 2015, the first people to protest for my release?
Yes, I remember when you were arrested.
Who were the first people to protest and to ask the government of the zoo to release me? Do you know?
No, I think it's Abia, your people from Abia State or from Imo State.
You see, you are wrong. The first women to protest were from Akwa Ibom. Second people were our mothers from Umpiama in Bayelsa State, Umpiama River, where the army came and shot a lot of people dead. Yes, shot a lot of people dead. The first women to protest, and I want those pictures and the videos circulated this very morning, that people may understand. We should stop listening to the propaganda of Fulani Janjaweed. People must understand this. Let me also give you a very simple assignment. Do you have access to the internet?
Yes, of course.
You do have access to the internet. There is a very simple assignment I would like you to do. As I'm telling you to do this assignment after this call, I want other people to do it now, and perhaps as part of the commentary on my page on Facebook at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to put their findings and their results there. Which people make up Akwa Ibom State?
The Ibibio and little of the Anang and Efik.
Anang, Efik, and the Ibibio. Do you know that they are all one people?
Yes.
Do you know that if you go to Google right now and you Google Ibibio, and you will see that their closest relatives are Igbo people? Are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm aware of that, but I'm not really sure.
Okay, you are aware, but you are not really sure. I'm asking you to go back now and do your research and become doubly sure. Are you aware that the Okonko fraternity, that is the highest fraternity in Igbo land, is from Anang? Are you aware of that?
It's from Anang.
Do you know about Okonko? That is a fraternity called Okonko fraternity, which is the coming of age, which in Judaism is called Bar Mitzvah. When you come of age, you become a man at the age of 13. It's called a Dai or Okonko fraternity. Your father can do that for you. Your uncle can do that for you to join the Okonko fraternity. Or if you're from Aruchukwu, from that Ekoi Abreba axis, it is called Epe fraternity. Are you aware that these two fraternities are from Efik and Anang, respectively? Are you aware of that?
Yes, I know of it very well.
Are you also aware of the writing called Nsibidi? Are you aware of that? How people used to communicate from a Jagam before the white man came. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Then how can you say is Akwa Ibom State part of what we are doing when it is integral? If you dress up and I dress up in our traditional gear, do you think anybody can tell us apart who we are? If our mothers come out with their two-piece wrapper, do you think anybody can distinguish between two of them? Do you think so?
No.
Do you know that we eat okazi where we come from? You eat also, is it afang soup? Where you know afang soup very well?
Yes.
You know
Afang, edikaiko.
Yes. What vegetables goes into that? Do they eat afang? Do they eat okazi in Sokoto?
No.
Do they eat okazi in Kaduna State?
No.
Do they eat okazi in Borno State?
No.
So if we dress the same way, we eat the same food, we have the same okonko, the same epe, how can you be different from me? Okay, you see, my dear brother, go and ask the governor of Cross River State. He knows who he is. That's why I respect him. Go to the governor, even Cross River State governor. Go and ask, and you will know that we are all Igbo people, all of us. Ibibio, Anang, Efik, Oron, everybody is one. Go and check it online now, you will see it. Thank you very much for calling, my dear brother. We are one people, and go and join the nearest family to you. Don't allow Janjaweed, Fulani, criminal terrorists to deceive you. That time has come and gone. That is why this generation is very formidable. Thank you very much, my dear brother. Thank you very, very much.
Hold on, sir. Hold on a minute, sir. I heard you over-mention Janjaweed, and I'm confused. What is the meaning of Janjaweed, please?
Janjaweed is the lowest form. In fact, it is a definition of Fulani stupidity masked as a political ideal. It is the essence of Fulani mediocrity. That is the meaning of Janjaweedism. If you don't know, let me tell you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my supreme leader. Thank you, my supreme leader.
Thank you.
Yoruba man had to prove to an Akwa man that is a Biafran. That's why I told him to call you today.
Oh, wait. You're a Yoruba man. Is that correct?
No, I had to tell my Akwa brother that he's a Biafran, and so that you can explain more to him, because he doesn't believe he's a Biafran.
He doesn't believe. Don't blame him. There is a saying where we come from. Anytime you wake up is your morning. Maybe if he has woken up from today, then we welcome him into the family. Because that is why education never ever ends. People learn every blessed day. If all these years he's been confused, if all these years he's been lied to and denied his own history and identity, I'm sure that this morning he will turn a new leaf. From today going forward, he is now a Biafran. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my supreme leader.
Thank you.
You, sir.
Thank you very, very much. We have another caller on the line. I don't know if this caller can hear me. The caller on the line with EFCC Zoo logo, or the EFCC Zoo logo. I welcome you all the same, because here we educate everybody, even if you're a Janjaweed. The line is not connected. I'm waiting for them to connect. There is somebody calling us with EFCC logo. I don't know if it's a Janjaweed. We welcome him. Maybe somebody, a relative of Magu, the criminal. We don't know. So let me see. We have another caller on the line. The caller we have on the line, this caller, can you hear me on Skype? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Please raise your voice for us. The world is listening. Your name and where you're calling from, if you may.
Good morning, Master Nnamdi Kanu. My name is Chibuzo Kalu. I'm from E2 in Olokoro. I'm stationed in Texas.
You're in Texas. You're from E2. Do you know E2 is where my grandmother comes from? E2 is where my father's maternal home is. E2. When my father passed on, we had to take a cow to them, as it is customary for us to do. Therefore, you're welcome to this very program. In our local parlance, of course, you're Nnamoche to my father, to my late father, and I welcome you very much. Please, the world is listening. Go ahead.
I wish I could learn so much about E2, but I have to ask that to my father. That one is not for you. The question I have for you is more of an ideological question. It's more about democracy. Yes. In the United States, we see that our elections are coming up, and Americans are only now waking up to the fact that we have indirect democracy and not really direct democracy. So my question to you is really, do you believe in that direct democracy, or are you more of representative democracy, especially knowing that how Igbo people were very particular about how everybody wants to have their own vote counted? We want to know that our vote is directly, contributing to whatever we're discussing.
Thank you very much for your question. It's a very, 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 very important question. Yes, we gave the world democracy. Our essence is democracy, not just democracy by the British, the one they rigged the election census in 1953, rigged the election in 1957, all that rubbish. No. Where we come from, every vote must count. And there was a way we used to do it in the past, which we are now going to bring back again. I think it was it Morrissey who brought it? Is option A4, they call it. You stand outside and tell us who you support, so we can count it. All this secret ballot nonsense is the reason why they rig elections. So we are going to be more than transparent when it comes. We are going to guard our democracy with our lives. We cannot be dying and suffering to bring about Biafra for some idiots to come and mess it up. Of course not. You are in America, and I believe from the way you sound, you're high. Of course, we are learned. Wherever we go to school is compulsory. Our parents won't allow us to laze about at home. We must go to school. Now listen to this. You are aware of all the technologies we have. The biometric system. Before you open your iPhone, you have to scan your iris. You have to scan your thumb and all that. We can develop such a technology. So even if you want to vote from the Antarctica, you can do so. And no two thumbprints are the same. No two persons are the same, as you're well aware of. All we need to do is to build rigidly into our system all these new technologies that captures the uniqueness of every individual and make sure we direct that towards whatever outcome we want to see in terms of the credibility of our electoral process. We are the originators of democracy. We originated democracy before even the Greeks were born. We are practicing democracy. And that is the reason why in our place we say Igbo, which means that only God is king in heaven. Every other person is equal. So the foundational basis of our democracy is ingrained in us. It is in our bone marrow. Therefore, nobody can mess it up. You have nothing to worry about, my dear brother. We are in safe hands. And such safety can be found in the thinking of our people, in our essence, and in our being also. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you, madam. I hope some of you understood what he was saying. We are live and we are direct, and the whole world is listening. Of course, humanity is listening to us, to what we are saying. If you are confused, this morning you can come out and receive the blessing of God. Come out this morning for your sins to be washed away. If you have been deceived by Fulani Janjaweed, if there is an altar where you are, you should go there and kneel down, because at the end of this very program, I'm going to pray for all of you. And the spirit of Janjaweedism, the spirit of Fulani deception and deceit will abandon you this very day. I have a caller. The caller from EFCC, please try and call back. I have another caller on the line, please, your name and where you are.
Hello?
Yes, please, your name and where you are. Good morning to you.
My name is Osinaka Chukwu Ogoke Azubike. I'm from Amu in Ejiti, local government.
Give me your first name again. I want to prove something to the world. Give me your first name again.
Osinaka Chukwu.
Stop there. Stop. Osinaka Chineke. That is the name we bear. And then somebody called Mr. Smith, Mr. Brown, Mr. Blair brought you a Bible telling you he's going to teach you about God. And I don't understand how our people reason. How can you teach me about? My name is Osinaka Chineke. Something that is a gift from God. And your name is Mr. Smith, Mr. Andrew, Mr. Brown. How can you teach me about God when by virtue of my own name I am praising God already? You are blessed, my dear brother. Sunaka Chineke, please go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead.
Mazi Ndewo, may God bless you.
And bless you.
Bless your generation.
Thank you.
Mazi, because I have two questions to ask. Since since 2013 I joined the struggle. This is my first time of hearing your voice. It's like, I'm shaking. Honestly, I have to be honest with you.
My dear brother, hold on, please. I want to correct something. It was Maurice Iwu that brought option A4, my dear brother. Thank you very much for the correction. Please, it was, Humphrey Nwosu that brought A4, not Maurice Iwu. It was Humphrey Nwosu from Ajali, or Ojali as the case may be, that brought option A4. Please, thank you very much. Go ahead, please. You are listening. Go ahead.
So, Mazi, please permit me to ask my question in my own language, which is the language of heaven.
Of course. Go ahead.
Please, Mazi, I have two questions. I know that Biafra, that's why I wanted to ask this question. And people may, when you cannot hand up this my question, but for me, all them are very, very important because I think about it almost every blessed day, every time, every second. In terms of saboteurs, saboteurs is, the Kama will come on them. That one is 100% sure. Kama will come on them. Mazi Diko, we are when Bayasa. Maybe and our brothers in Aba, honestly, I never been in Aba for one day. You've been in Aba for one day, but I won't must be. But our brothers in Aba, our Facebook, and then on a Bayasa, then our brothers in Facebook, my question I want to take Biafra. Can I get this where Aba?
Speak in English, please. What you're saying is not too sensitive, so put it in English or broken English. The whole world is listening. There are white professors who are listening from Argentina. People are listening. Yes.
My question is this: if Biafra come, Biafra is going to come any moment now. Then how are we going to build Aba? How Aba is going to look like? Can Aba be like maybe Holland or Switzerland, Geneva, Lausanne, Bern? Secondly, Bayelsa State, how Bayelsa is going to look like? You know, because all those our brothers, they have suffered them enough. Their suffering is too much. It's unbelievable. You understand? So, and they have suffered enough. They have put their life in this struggle. How can we compensate them by pure? How are we going to build our? That is my question, sir. And my second question is this. You know, Mazi, there is something that confuses me sometimes. You know, I'm from Etiti, in the which they call the Gitoko now in Imo State. And Etiti is, you know, it's somewhere you know, is one who brought Etiti, local government for us. Okay? Now, it's like some past, or maybe, I don't know the particular year, they now give us Ijite Opoma. Okay, sir? Now that we are Etiti, also, all those places we are Etiti in one local government. Now, at the end of the day, now they brought Ijite Opoma. Now, Obo have to go. Ijite Opoma have to go. And they told us that, you know, why they bring all these things is for, you know, is bringing development for us. But it's all these local governments, sir. You know, go to Ishueke. Ishueke is our local government right now. As I was speaking, local government. Ishueke is our local government. Go to that particular Ishueke now. It's like a peak. It's not going area. It's not going area. Motor cannot pass that. Local government, the current local government. But what they are bringing all this thing for us, they are telling us that they are bringing to divide us is to bring development for us. But at the end of the day, we are suffering. Mazi, please, I just want you to help me to at least to educate me a little bit about this. Or maybe if Biafra come, can we go back to where we come from, our root, which local government, which we are during the time of James Samuel Onona Kampaku.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for that. And I'll answer your question very briefly. Aba is not going to be like Holland or Japan or anywhere. Holland and Japan in 15 years' time will be praying to be like Aba. That is a promise that we are giving. Do you think that we are going to suffer all these things to allow people from Aba to continue given what they have given to this struggle? Considering what they have invested. What Aba has invested, what Onisha has invested in it, what Enugu has invested, what Abakaliki has invested, what even as I speak to you right now, with people still in detention in Uyo, what they have invested. People from Izon land, in Bayelsa, what have invested in this very effort we are making. We are going to, I said we are going to, listen very carefully, we are going to build our land for 75 years, morning, afternoon, and night. People will work in the morning, 8-hour shifts. Afternoon shift will come, night shift will come, every blessed day for 75 years. At night time, we'll put on floodlights for the construction. We are going to build a world-class sewage system. These are the things you don't see. Our electricity pylon and grid will not be up above, it's going to be underground. When you flush your toilet in your house, it will not go into a soak away. It will go into a place where we recycle the water and pump it back to you to drink, having cleaned it very well. That is what Britain is afraid of. Britain wants us to be living in huts, in mud houses. They want us to suffer. Britain wants Africa to remain very poor, so they can use Fulani idiots to be controlling everybody else. It's a very simple game plan because they know what we are capable of doing. Have you been to Jukubonka before? Go to Jukubonka in my father's compound. You will see it very clearly. The architecture and the construction of Jukubonka were entirely indigenous. No white man was involved. Go and have a look at it. If they can do such a thing over 50 years ago, imagine what this generation can do. We are going to build our land. That if you're walking on the street and your akara, not hamburger akara, drops on the ground, you pick it up and you will eat it. There will be no room or space for idiots. That is why we are going to be very, very strict. the neo-colonialists like Facebook and all this, they will try to plant efulefus everywhere to derail what we are doing, but they are going to fail. We are going to build our land. You see, Bayelsa will be a tourist haven. Bayelsa will build us, is going to have fish processing plant. We are not going to import geisha from Asia. The fish, after all, the fish in the tin of geisha, they cut it off the coast of Biafra land. So we go to our own waters, we catch our own fish, we come, we can it, and we can feed the whole of Africa. We know what we are doing. We don't want to release everything because we don't want to attract too many enemies. That is why it is better for them to be calling us miscreants, touts, people seeking relevance. It's better for us that is why we have been very, very potent. If they know the blueprint we have for the reconstruction of Biafra as the beacon of hope for the whole of Black Africa, many more people will come to join them to stop us. Thank you very much, my dear brother. Thank you very, very much. I have another caller who happens to be on... The caller is on Skype. Please, your name and where you're calling us from, if you may.
Hello?
Your name and where you are.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the same person that called you, that told you I'm from Ibuzo, Delta State, Biafra land.
You did very well, and you're very lucky. You see how after all these thousands of calls coming in, I managed to pick yours. I want the correct pronunciation of where you come from. If you don't know, I will teach you. What is the original pronunciation of where you come from? What is it?
I am from Igbo Binuzo.
Simple. That is the name. Igbo Binuzo. This is this people in Delta State. They call Naja, South, and whatever rubbish they can come up with. Igbo Binuzo. Igbo people living on the way. Igbo Binuzo. Today they call him Ibiza or Ibuzo. You know, they think they finally call you Ibiza or whatever. Please go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead.
No, I don't buy that their notion. Calling me what name or the other. I don't buy their notion. First of all, Mazi, I would like to appreciate your effort for being there for the restoration of Biafra. It's not easy. I know my part where I came from. Actually, they are not into this restoration of Biafra too much. And even when you tell them about Biafra, sometimes they mock you. They do mock you. Sometimes they do mock you. They do tell you you don't even have work. The Asaba people suffered during the Biafra war. They suffered most. The Asaba people, I can remember vividly. My mother used to tell me that they branded the men. They told them to dance for Nigeria. At the same time, they killed them during that process.
So that was hold on. Even my family. I said hold on, my dear brother. Hold on for a second, please. Let us get facts clear and straightforward. Yeah. Your name is Igbo Binuzo. What does that mean in your understanding? What does it mean?
It means an Igbo people in the road, yeah.
Thank you very much. And people from your village said that they are not Igbo. Is that correct? I don't understand. Are they Igbo or not? Are they saying they're not Igbo?
Most of the, will I say the unrelated one, the foolish ones in part of it, not all of them.
Now you and them, who is stupid?
They are I believe they are stupid.
Then why are you wasting your time with people who are stupid? You don't know that most of our men were killed during that very war, and the Fulani people impregnated a lot of women and they gave birth to rubbish. As we said earlier, people, Fulani man impregnating a Biafran woman will always give birth to a Fulani child, because in our culture, people belong to where their father comes from. So why are you debating with Fulani people of Fulani blood in your village? Why do you engage them in a debate? You go and get cattle for them, give them stick and ask them to go and start moving cattle from place to place. Why are you debating with them? I don't understand. That is what happens when you debate with idiots. Let me tell you something you don't know. Where is Achuzier from? Where is Achuzier from?
Achuzier is from my place.
Who was Achuzier during the war between Biafra and Nigeria? Who was he?
I can't quite remember, but I know it's from my place then.
He was the man that took Owerri from the Zulu army. He was the one that defeated Obasanjo and Buhari in Owerri to take Owerri back.
Yeah.
Owerri was taken twice. It was Achuzier that led that very effort to take it back. And Achuzier is from where? from the same so-called useless South, Delta Niger Delta garbage.
I don't even buy their ideas. I don't buy their ideas, and that's why I'm part of the family, and that's why I'm in the family struggling to see how we can liberate our dear country. I'm not even with their foolish ideas. I don't even buy it at all. Because I know most of our people fought during the civil war, during the Biafra war, they fought toothlessly to bring Biafra to our assistance. So I'm not buying the idea. But the reason why I actually called you, sir, can you hear me, sir?
Loud and clear. The word, so also is the word. Listen, go ahead.
The reason why I actually called you is that I really appreciate your effort and everything you have been doing. I've been calling this number times during your broadcast, but I cannot reach you. But I'm so happy to reach you today. But I want to say something, sir. I want the world to hear us and the world to hear my voice. I want to advise our brothers, IPOB members, and all our lovers of Biafra that is calling you during your broadcast to please mind the kind of question they ask you. Most importantly, some of our ideas or some of what we want to do, our plans concerning restoration of Biafra, and most importantly, the security aspect of it. The security aspect of Biafra, they should know how they ask those questions, because it's supposed to be secret, sir.
Of course, I know.
Those questions are supposed to be secret. There are so many people that comes with the name of IPOB Biafra here and there, popping up Facebook here and there. At the end, they are betrayers.
Yes, of course they are. Of course,
those questions are supposed to be secret. Thank you very much, sir. We IPOB in Morocco, I know we are loving, we are expecting, we are preparing to see how we can invite you to this country, sir. We are preparing. We are seeing how we can invite you to Morocco. I don't know how it's going to be possible, but we could like to see you in this place. We have 5 zones in Morocco. We could have to see you in Morocco, sir.
Thank you very much. That means if the zoo government will not bribe Morocco to try and be very funny when I get there, but if you invite me to Morocco, I will be in Morocco. We must also remember that when the dead Buhari was being flown abroad for brain surgery, he stopped breathing, and the plane made a stop in Casablanca. That was where they got the oxygen mask, the ventilator they put on the idiot before they switched it off in England when the idiot died. And now they have Aisha's boyfriend prancing all over the place with his bent ear and all that nonsense. Thank you very much, my dear brother, for calling. Here we speak the truth. He say, and bless you too, my dear brother, and bless you immensely, and bless you too. We are live and we are direct, and the whole world is bearing us witness. Hey, Eligwana Baranya Kebe, thank you very much, my dear brother. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Kachuhu. I am calling from Anambra West in Anam.
Onyede, hey, these names. Onyede Kachineke, who is like unto thee? Oh Lord, who is like thee? These are the names we bear. Chineke na maneme bere. Why people cannot sit down and reason, I don't know. Your name is a praise. Oh, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I live in Bangladesh, so.
You're in Bangladesh. You're in Bangladesh. Is everything okay?
Yeah. So I am calling because we are always saying we are not. I'm believing we are not Nigeria because we are tired of bringing out our passport written Nigeria because the name is always insulting us. We are tired of bringing out the passport, and we are praying very soon we have to build our own embassy so that we can produce our passport, because as we are now, we are always identifying ourselves as a Biafran, and when they ask us about our passport, and our passport is written Nigeria, so the thing is always shaming us. We are tired of such a thing.
Then you can become, if you have a very compelling case, you can become stateless. When you become stateless, ask the lawyers where you are, please. I think it differs from country to country. Once you are stateless, then the UN can step in and try and do something about it. Go and research people who are stateless. Until Biafra comes, you can decide to be stateless, which means You don't have to be called a zoo animal anymore. You don't have to be ashamed of bringing out this very passport. That is something that you need to research and try and do, because the zoo is a disgrace. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you are.
Hello.
Yes,
good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Ernest Chisholm. I'm calling from Germany.
Please go ahead. Chisholm, God is following you.
Yeah, please.
Go ahead. God is my guide.
Yes, sir.
Please, go ahead.
My leader. Yes, I don't have anything to say. I want to report something happening in my village to you, sir. I'm from Delta State, Abo, Ekanot East, Ekoma, Biafra land. After Umwede is my village.
Are you Igbo or you are Niger Delta? Who are you?
Abibo.
You are from Abo. Your name is Chisholm. Yeah. Is that correct? So what do you say to people from Abo that say they are not Igbo, they are Nyoma? What do you say to them? Or they are from Delta River?
It's not their fault, sir. It's not their fault. Maybe they call me, their eating is causing, but when the time comes, they will realize what they are doing, sir.
Of course. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah. In my village, we have King community issue, but that one is not part of that. But there's one man in our village, maybe he's bigger than everyone, and he sold our land, our market to Fulani herdsmen.
Give me his name.
Fulani herdsmen.
Give me the idiot's name.
His name is Gabe in Jokede, and in title is Odojobodo. Gabe in Jokede.
In Jokede, and Ojoronjom man in Jokede, and Odozio, he's in Abo, and he sold our land to Fulani Janjaweed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he sell it in. He said Ekwoma. Our village name is Ekwoma after Umwede. You reach our village where you're coming from the west.
Yes, that was the 100 billion that the terrorists, the Fulani cabal, the terrorists in Asorok gave to Mieti Yala, their foot soldiers, to be buying land in Biafra land. And this very person, Njoki, they sold our land to Fulani. And we are going to teach him a lesson. Don't worry about that. You will hear his story very soon. Go ahead, please.
Okay, sir. And thank you. That is only thing. I'm an IPOB member in Germany Strawberry Unit. I'm the PRO in Strawberry Unit.
You're the PRO there.
May continue to bless you, sir.
He say, and bless you too, my dear brother. Bless you. Thank you very much. Our people are everywhere. We are all over the world. Unstoppable. Somebody has been calling us and calling. And I want to see if I can take their call. They've been calling diligently. Maybe they have something very important to say to us. Let us take their call. Maybe they have something important to say. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you are.
Yes, good afternoon, Ahmadike.
Hey, are you white?
State. Actually, see along
okay. The people that were raised on coca oat and pick me.
I was on a call actually during your interview in Heritage with Ade Thomas.
Yes.
It was me.
Yes, thank you very much. Please go ahead.
But my Igbo name is, thank you, sir. My Igbo name is Eziaku. Thank you so much for.
No, not your Igbo name. Eziaku is your name. Not your Igbo name. Eziaku is your name. Any other name is either English name or Asian name or Pakistani name. I don't know. Your name is Eziaku. Please go ahead. Give us your name again. Eziaku Eroma.
Very good.
Thank you very much. Chukwemeka. God is great.
I'm from, yes, I'm from Isialongwa North. And I just want to say thank you so much. And I've been following your program ever when I was in PH and Watcher. All the while, you've been doing their first struggle. I have not really paid attention, but when I started paying attention, I discovered that we've missed a lot on this whole struggle, and I'm glad to be part of it. And I'm seeing what you're doing. Actually, your work, your sensitization has really done a great job in the lives of our people. But the only question I want to ask is a little bit, because I'm a little bit worried about our people, our youth. Because most of us now, we have integrated so much into Nigerian system, and we reason like people that lives in Nigeria. So when we get this Biafra, not if, because I know we are going to get it. When we get Biafra, our youth, what are we going to do regarding how we think? Because this is worrisome. If you see that they see us as troublemakers, as stubborn people, and people who behaves like, like animals. How do we reset the brains of our people, especially our youth, to start thinking like normal human beings and not like Nigerian system that has so much messed up our brains? That is my question, sir.
Thank you very much. And what we are going to do is very simple. By the time we finish with them, by the time you finish doing assignment, be it primary school or secondary school, there's something called homework, the same way that they inundate my children with homework every blessed day, even from kindergarten. By the time you finish, believe you me, your brains will be reset by force. Because the only reason why people do cultism is because there are no assignments in school. You can bribe a lecturer and you pass your exams, so you don't have any time at all, you start doing cultism. The only reason why people go and do armed robbery at night is because they have no day job. Because if you do a day job and you're going to do another night job when you get home because your wife will be waiting for you, what time do you have to go and start doing armed robbery? Because you have two jobs. One, you do a day job and you're working very, very hard. And by the time you finish, you have a woman waiting for you in the house. When you come back, you have to do another job before you sleep. So what time are you going to have to go to and do armed robbery? Because we know what we are doing. Our people are going to go to school, they are going to study, they are going to work very hard, because in the main we are good people. Our stubbornness has nothing to do with being recalcitrant. It has nothing to do with any destructive tendencies. It has all to do with trying to assert who we are. Before I follow you, you need to convince me with reason, logic, and argument. That is who we are as a people. Let me also say this so that the world may hear me very, very well. Before the white man came, people used to leave their goods and their wares in the market. You go there and you pick up maybe vegetable, or you pick up tomatoes or onions or whatever it is, and you put the exact amount under the tray and you cover it. The woman who owns it will go attend to other errands. In the evening she will come, she will take her money and she will take her wares and go home. We used to do that where we come from. People don't know this at all. So that is the type of values we are going to go back to. A value of honesty. When you go to places like Japan, when you go to places like Denmark, like Sweden, where I think it was in Sweden or was it in Iceland, where there's only one person in prison. Only one human being in the entire country. Only one person in prison that the prison service had to shut down. I think it was either Iceland, one of the Nordic countries, either Iceland, Denmark, or Sweden. I don't know. One of them, I'm sure somebody will correct me in a short while. They have no prisoners. That is where we are heading to, because that is who we are. This very destructive behavior you're seeing today in the lives of our people, with their petty cultism and all the rest of it, and their, should I say, a penchant for trying to be difficult for the sake of it, we are the traits they picked up from the zoo. Biafra on its own, you will not have such nonsense. Go and read the lecture of Professor Donatus Ibenwaga from Umbisa, one of the people that I actually respect in my life. He was a professor at UNN before he passed on. A very highly intelligent man. He summarized it for me in 1985. I read his lecture and he said, if you take away, metaphorically first, if you take away an Igbo man from Nigeria, you will see the best in him. Put him in Nigeria and then he's a monster. Thank you very much for calling, my dear sister, and keep listening. Keep spreading this very gospel. May Elohim be with you. I have another caller who happens to be on the line. Please, your name and where you are. This is Radio Biafra.
Good afternoon, Mazi. My name is Nnamdi George. I'm calling from Germany.
Thank you very much. From Germany, Nnamdi, please go ahead.
Yes, Mazi, there is this one question I've been dreaming to ask you. How do we pacify our brethren, our Igbo brethren, who are now discontented with this white man's religion, who are discontented with the miseducation that we are Jews in the sense that we have maybe any relation with the present day Jews, Benjamin Netanyahu and co, who are actually in the know that the Igbo ancestry originated before the inception of Judaism,
yes,
or the Jewish race.
Yes.
How do we now associate ourselves or claim to be the Jews, which we know at the point in time when it came about. I don't know if I am clear, if my question is clear.
Your question is very clear, and please stay where you are, please. I want to answer your question directly. And I want to answer it. I don't know how old you are. People who are as old as we are, we grew up with Oriental Brothers. Do you know Oriental Brothers? Do you know the band called Oriental Brothers from Umbise and Owerri? Of Kabaka and Dansach. Yes, when we were growing up. There was a song that they played, Oriental Brothers. And I never knew the meaning of that song until I grew quite old. It said, do you know what that means?
Yes, sir.
The person that I can show you is your brother. I cannot show you your friend because you make your friends yourself. But your brothers, I will show you. Let me tell you something. Do you think there are any similarities between us and the Jews of Israel today in their practices? Do you believe we have any similarities?
Of course, I believe we have similarities, but the
No, I'm coming. Don't worry. You will come to explain later on. I just want to establish just a preamble to establish the foundation for this discussion we're having because it's very important. We do. Now, in traditional Fulani way of life, culture, tradition, everything, do Fulani people, putting religion aside, I want us to forget religion. Do you think that the Fulani has anything in common with Arabs?
Yeah, sure.
What do they have in common?
Do I say the nomadic way of life?
Yes.
The brutality. The brutality.
You said it's their brutality. That wasn't what I meant. I wanted to prove to you, but do you have Fulani people? They only have brutality and moving cattle from place to place. It's a nomadic way of life in common, which is applicable to people who live in the desert everywhere around the world. Even the Jews were nomadic before Babylonia came and sacked Jerusalem and took them into slavery. We all know all of that. Now, let me ask you this very simple question. Do you see people, anybody from Fulani or elsewhere, trying to disassociate or distance themselves from the Arab world, as you are doing? Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Are you busy? Are you at work? Are you at work?
I'm listening, sir.
I will ask you again. There are similarities between we Biafrans and the current state of Israel, be it from circumcision to the way we get married, to the way we come of age, to how we offer sacrifices, to libation. Do you know hot drink that we pour on the ground and pray when you go and visit your father or your uncle? You buy them a hot drink and they pour libation for you. Do you know it's in the book of Numbers in the Bible, in the Old Testament of the Jews? Are you aware of that?
I'm sure it's there. Yes.
Now, good. If you go to Fulani people or any other people from Africa claiming a kind of affinity or closeness to the Arab world, they don't have such similarities in culture. Now, let me ask you this question. The only thing that binds them together was a religion that was brought to them via conquest. Have you seen this idea of you people trying as much as you can to force yourself away from Israel? Have you seen any Fulani person trying to force himself to say, I'm not Arab, I don't want to be close to them? Have you seen that before?
No, not really.
Do you know why they are controlling you today? Why the Fulanis are in charge of you today?
Tell me, sir.
Because when they go outside, they can count on the support of their Arab masters. But you, that Israel can help you, you want to distance yourself from Israel, that you have a lot in common with. The people who don't have anything in common with the Arabs, I have never seen any Fulani man before castigate Arabia. I have never seen a Hausa man before castigate Arabia. But you are circumcised on the 8th day, the same day that Benjamin Netanyahu was circumcised. Your children, the same thing. But every blessed morning, you wake up in the morning, all you want to do is to distance yourself from Israel. The only people who can help you. Why do you have such mentality? Why?
I think I understand you now, sir. If we have to claim oneness with these so-called Israelis, probably because we need one or two things from them.
It's not because you need anything. Because you need brothers, you need sisters, you need allies. Allies. It's not because you need anything from... What day were you circumcised? On the 8th day, the same day that the Prime Minister of Israel was circumcised. And I'm asking you, if you don't have anything in common, why do you share this tradition? Nobody can answer that question. And I'm asking you, why are you suffering yourself? You want to be an island. Britain came, conquered you, told you you had no history, you don't know God. We are bringing you St. James, bringing you St. Andrew, and all that garbage. And we bought it hook, line, and sinker. The real people who are your brothers, your own flesh, and your own blood, you are denying them. What is wrong with you people? I'm asking you. What is wrong with you?
Mazi, I think I understand where you're going. We are just trying to kind of pacify our brothers who have been agitating or who are seeing it differently.
No.
For the sole reason that all these similarities we know that the so-called Jews or the present-day Jews, the Israelites, they copied it or they got it from the Igbo, the original Africa.
That is not for debate. What I'm saying is that they are your relatives. It doesn't matter who came from who. It doesn't matter. I don't know why you people always want to distance yourself away from your own people. This thing you're doing now is the same reason why somebody from Igbo knows is saying he's not Igbo. Somebody from Abo is saying he's not Igbo. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with your brain? You always want to distance yourself from yourselves. And I asked you a simple question. Egypt you have today, was Egypt, were they Arabians before? Is Egypt original Arab country? I'm asking you. No, now let me ask you again. Do you see people clamoring and saying, oh, we are not Arabs because of the Egyptians? Did they do that?
No.
Exactly. Then you must learn from them. If you don't know how to, if you are somebody who you smelt iron and you don't know how to do ogene, you know what is ogene? You look at the tail of the kite. It will show you how to mold ogene. It's called common sense. Sometimes we reason, we don't reason like Igbo people anymore. I don't know why you want to distance yourself from your own flesh and your own blood. It doesn't matter who comes from who. Arabs are everywhere, all the way to Libya. Did Libya belong to Arabia before? The answer is no. They came and conquered it. All these stupid, silly debates we are having, nobody's having it in Arabia. Nobody's having it in the north, and they're the ones controlling you. You see your relatives and you distance yourself from them. It's not good, my dear brother, please. It is not good. We must change the way we reason. We must change the way we think. Very, very important. I have said it many times. We are the ancient people, the oldest people on the face of the earth. The language that God interacts with the angel with is Igbo language. We were the first people to give the whole world constitution. We are the only people that never had a king. Never in the history of mankind, we never had a king because God is our king. I have explained this thing from number 1 to number 100. Yet people don't understand it. I don't know what else you want us to do. Thank you very much for your call, madam. Do you have anything else to say, please? Anything else you want to say?
Thank you, sir. Well, I understand your point, and I think it's going to help me to probably talk to our brethren who are insisting. Of course, I don't want to do away with the fact that these so-called Israelis, do I say they stole our identity?
Then why didn't you go back and take back Jerusalem? If Jerusalem is yours, why didn't you take it back? Why did you allow the Jews of Europe and of America to take back Israel and Jerusalem? Why? Why didn't you go and take it back? You know, this is one problem I have. Let me tell you one thing. One difficulty I have with black mentality in the Western world. We are very lazy. We never ever practicalize anything we theorize about. We never ever do. We allow other people to do it, and then we come out and say, oh, a black man invented this. A black man. Where were you? You cannot sit in your village and tell me that you're the fastest man in the whole world. When you have the Olympic Games, you have the All-Africa Games, you have the World Athletic Championship, to go there and prove that you are really the fastest man in the world. You cannot be in your village. You send both to go and run and become the fastest man. You say, oh no, I can run faster than him. If you can run faster than him, go outside and prove it. The problem we have is that we are too sentimental. We are lazy. We are sentimental. We provide excuse for every manner of idiocy we display. And I'm not part of it. I am not. That is why I will always commend the state of Israel. I will always commend the Jews of Europe for doing what none of you were able to do. You were there and the Arabs took over the land of God. You did nothing. Nothing for thousands of years. And the Jews of Europe went into Israel, took Israel, and today people are claiming it is theirs. That is rubbish. I don't believe in that garbage. I don't believe in that nonsense. Thank you very much for your call. I have another caller who happens to be on the line. This caller is on WhatsApp. Please, your name and where you are. Your name and where you are, please.
Yeah, good morning, my able leader.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Onyekachi Hink.
Onyekachi Hink, nobody is greater than God. Nobody is greater than God. That is your name. Please go ahead.
Yes, my leader. Thank you for the opportunity. I've been calling. So a sister that just called, give me this line. I've been calling, and I'm very happy to speak with you, right, on Radio Biafra and everyone globally listening to us. Thank you, sir, for the good work you're doing. God bless you. Our knees are praying ceaselessly for you because we know there are many enemies surrounding you, even those who are blind, but because it's a mandate God has put in your hand, you will stand out. Nothing will happen to you and your family. So you will live to see Biafra and you will enjoy all the benefits and blessings that follows all your struggle. Mazi, there is something that is really bothering me. One is our people. A lady called, she made mention of spiritual stuff somewhere. But the thing is, I want you to please talk to our people. The danger which the Fulanis comes into our land, kill our people, slaughtering them. And when our brothers, I'm not supporting stealing, but this injustice of burning our brothers or our sisters in the market or somewhere because of hunger, they stole bread, and this God cannot be in the midst of people like this. If we are one voice crying, asking God to restore our nation back, please, sir, talk to our people. They should stop burning our people. You know why I'm saying this? I lost a brother many years ago in Aba. I was born in Aba, brought up in Aba, school in Aba. So they burned my cousin, who is an innocent person, just because someone that hated him screamed, thief, thief, thief. Onyoshi. So then that makes me sometimes when I see such people also who are going through those things, I say this person might be innocent just because of either hunger or someone just threatening him. And you know about people which I don't know if they normally go out with kerosene, fuel and matches to be burning people. Please, God is angry. I've been disturbed. They should stop. Fulanis can come and be burning us, killing us, butchering us, and our people are killing our people again. This nonsense must stop. They should channel that energy to ask the day for all this all those evil people allowing Fulanis to come. They should use that channel, that power, go to their houses, bring them out, ask them why are they doing this to us? Because it's clear that we are no more safe. It's clear that it's only Biafra that can save us. It's clear now, nobody that is dreaming or sleeping, even the child in the womb knows that the only future he has is Biafra. As long as you're from Biafra land, even the Africans know. Sir, please. And there's something that happened on Thursday. I went to a company, I live in Germany. I went to a company where I normally get something. The boss for the first time came out and asked me, where are you from? I just turned, I said Biafra. The man shocked. If it's just here, he said the white man, but I was like, why?
That's good.
So the man said, no, I should stop. I should not come Biafra in Nigeria. I said, no, I am not.
Very good.
I'm a Biafra.
Very good.
He said, no, I'm almost fighting met him. My husband was there. I said, "Is that Nigeria?" I said, "Nigeria is a terrorist, and I am not a terrorist. If I'm a terrorist, I won't be with your brother because he's a German like you. So he won't marry a terrorist. I am a Biafra. Help me to tell the world about Biafra. We don't care all the atrocities you people did to us, but we want our nation back." He said, "I said, Biafra is a spirit and is still living. They need to come and call security. They were like dragging me from the man." You understand me? That's true.
That's good. That's good.
The husband, I forgot that my husband was there. He said, "Can you please, the man don't push you out so that you will know." At the end, he stood and be looking at me. So what was that? He was very surprised that someone after many generations, he saw somebody walk into his office to tell him about Biafra, which, give him that fear. So I want to encourage our people that Biafra still lives, even the white.
Yes.
Please affect that thing I reported our people to please make sure that they stop burning our brothers. I'm not supporting stealing, but they should do it right way. Collect what that person stole. Don't kill that person. Don't pour petrol. Don't burn souls. It's not good. God doesn't live in the midst of people like that. We should clean ourselves in some certain area things we are doing. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, my dear sister. Thank you very, very much. And thank you for standing up to that very person. I have a caller again on the line. This caller, you must stay where you are. The caller that I've taken his call, you must stay where you are because I'll get back to you in a minute. I just want to answer or respond to what our sister said. I don't believe in the burning of people. That is tantamount to human sacrifice. You don't do that. God is against it. You don't do it. God will curse any land that does that. Our people must be able to learn. Our people must be able to learn. Burning of people is wrong. It is bad. And we don't want it in our land. And I'm informing there is IPOB everywhere. All of us were IPOB anyway. Our volunteers are everywhere. We are not encouraging anybody to go and steal. Not at all. Not even a loaf of bread. But at the same time, burning of people is not good, and I will not encourage it, and I do not support it. I despise it. I am not happy about it. Thank you very much, my dear sister. I have another caller who happens to be on Skype. Your name and where you are, please.
Yeah, my name is Shitu Oladapo.
Your name is Shitu Oladapo. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Accra.
From Accra?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
My leader.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So I just wanted to add to what you were saying. And I wanted to let all the Ifulefus from both Biafra land and Odudua to know that protecting one Nigeria means in years to come, their children will be speaking Hausa. In years to come, it will be Fulani will be the rulers, but they will camouflage as Hausa people.
As they always do.
It's an ethnic. It's a plan. It's a plan for ethnic domination.
And where are you from, please? If you don't mind, can you tell me where you are from?
I'm from Kwara State. I'm from Kwara State.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So I just want to encourage each and every one of us who wants Nigeria to break up to keep on doing it, because Nigeria is not for anybody. Nigeria is not for us at all. And I want to urge all my Yoruba people not to vote for any Yoruba man that wants to contest for any zoo presidency, so that they will know how serious we are. Because it's like a typical Yoruba man is not interested in Nigeria. But because of this presidency and the way they put it to them, they feel they can get something out of it, and so on. In fact, even in the last election, both APC and PDP, how many votes did they get put together? People need to understand this.
That is true. What you're saying is correct. They say it's a country of 200 million people, and not up to 20 million people actually voted. Is that correct?
Yes. 20 million people are putting 200 million people to ransom. How is that possible? How will that work? So I need my people to understand that Nigeria can't work. Nigeria is on reverse self already. It can't work. It can never move forward. So thank you, my leader, and may God bless you. May bless you.
He said, "Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you." His name is Shitu, and he's from Kwara State. And I hope that it continues. I hope that this thing that our Oduduwa brethren have seen, that it continues. But yesterday yesterday the zoo died. I will analyze it a lot more better on Sunday. The zoo died on the 1st of October. The very first time. The very first time. Yes, my dear brother, please, your name and where you are. I was just saying that the zoo died yesterday. Please go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, Mazi.
And good morning to you from here. Please go ahead.
Mazi, my name is Okebaram Chedozie. I am calling from Greater Noida, India this morning.
Chedozie, God will always make it perfect. Please go ahead. You are calling from where?
I'm calling from Greater Noida, India.
From India. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Mazi, I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
And this question, I'm going to reference two countries in the world today. Regarding what an analogy you gave about South Africa recently, you said that the presence of the whites have departed South Africa, and it's true, because when you watch what is going on in South Africa today, especially in their house, people that make the law that governs the country, how that place is disorganized, how things are. I think that is not a place for honorable people. It's like referencing as well what is happening in Nigeria. So the two countries I want to make reference this morning is South Africa and Israel. And also I want to relate it to Biafra, especially after Biafra is achieved. So I want to say this. The reason why South Africans cannot be able to organize themselves today, one is because most of them don't understand what it means, what freedom means. They don't understand what Nelson Mandela fought. The Nelson Mandela glory has departed South Africa. And why did that happen? Because they were unable to understand what Nelson Mandela saw, which really means independence. The young people in South Africa today didn't understand the fight of Nelson Mandela, that after independence is gotten, they need to fight to keep it. Because today I can be able to understand that it's just a matter of time. South Africa, the independence in South Africa will just vanish. The second country I'm talking about today is Israel. When you look at Israel, you find out that a 10-year-old Israeli understands what freedom means. A 10-year-old Israeli understands what it means to fight to defend the flag of Israel. Why? Because it has been impacted in them. It has been a way of their life. From young age, they have been nurtured and tutored about what it means, what their forefathers passed through, what it means to have the freedom they enjoy today. That is why it's very difficult to break the heart of Israel's security system. So when you look at these two countries, you begin to understand that there's need to tutor young people that are coming up, because the freedom of Nelson Mandela has departed South Africa, and that is the fact. Why? Because the young people that are growing up were unable to understand what it means to fight for freedom. That is why when you come to Africa today, you find a lot of countries that say that got independent. But when you look at those countries, you find out that from now to next 100 years, there's nothing like independence in these countries. So I want to ask, what can we do when Biafra comes? Because let it not be like after this phase or the leadership of IPOB under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, after Biafra comes, okay, it will reign for some time, and after that, generations to come will come and crumble the independence that we've got today. What are we going to do to make sure that we found an average Biafran, maybe in the next 2-3 generations coming, to understand what we passed through, to understand that somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put this fight, and IPOB rallied around him, and they put this fight to get this independence, and it needs to be sustained. What are we going to do? Is it going to be in our education system? Is it going to be in our political system? Because if it can be incorporated in our day-to-day life, possibly we are going to lose the value. You understand? When I look at Israel today, people say Israel is too strong and all that.
I will answer your question, because we've taken more than 2 minutes. I will answer your question. Then others can come in as well before we close. Now listen, we are going to imbibe this way of reasoning in the day-to-day life experiences of our people. That means in our education, in our homes, in our workplaces, we are going to put Biafran patriotism first, and I will tell you why. You mentioned South Africa is failing. Now, let me tell you something. Have you ever asked yourself why the currency of every black country in the world, no matter how many times they change it, Give it 2 or 3 years, the inflation will eat up to 50% of it. Have you actually tried to ask yourself why we are always struggling and our economy is always failing? Is because it's very simple. Most of the currencies that we have in Africa, we mint them abroad, or the engine that we are using or the plate we are using to mold or to print them, we got from abroad, isn't it? Now, if you come into Biafra, if we don't, I concur, I agree with what you've just said, if we are not sufficiently tuned into the protection of the integrity of our land, I mean everybody, it doesn't matter where you are, then all Britain will need to do is to get 1 or 2 efulefus and give them the plates to print our currency, and they'll print billions. They will print billions and they will flood the economy with all these billions. The value of a gemma will simply drop down and become meaningless and useless. The white people, they have many ways to destroy your economy. Very, very many ways. Now you mentioned Israel. You cannot come to sabotage Israeli economy because Mossad is there. You can't do it. Shin Bet is there. You cannot do it. They are very strong. Their dedication is to protect their land, not money. Whereas an ordinary Biafran, and especially an Igbo man, is sitting down somewhere with his envy, jealousy, and greed all packed into one, packaged very well. Onanya Kosokos Wampi is just carrying it, all this greed, and you come to him and say, oh, nobody's hearing your name. Do you want to spoil this thing that they're doing? Because, you know, that way at least you can make money. How many of you will snap at such an opportunity? Most of you, I imagine, will take it. So in a direct answer to your question, everything that you mentioned here will be done. We will inculcate all of this into our way of life. Thank you very much. Yes, my dear brother, the caller on the line, can you hear me?
Good evening, sir.
And good morning from here. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Onokozo Mokozoa. I am calling from Philippines. I am from Agbo, precisely.
Agbo. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. We are listening. You're calling from Philippines. Please go ahead.
Yes. I want to make a contribution, not a question. When the Biafra comes, I want something to be added to the constitution.
What is that?
1. Remove immunity clause. That's number 1. Then number 2, the constitution of Biafra should be taught in school, in all levels, whether from primary school, secondary school, up to university levels, so that Biafrans can reason and not be stupid like the Nigerians or Nigerians as it may be. That is my contribution.
There will be nothing like what immunity, what useless immunity clause. Can't you see them? We go back to Israel. Can't you see them dragging Netanyahu all over the place to court in Israel? Can't you see? Can't people see it? Which stupid clause? Which stupid immunity? Who is immunity? That you won't even have siren to start with. And let me make it very clear: in Biafra land, the Biafra we are building, it doesn't matter who you are, as our prime minister or as our president, the only thing you are going to have are 2 dispatch riders, only 2, with the secret service following you to protect you. But there'll be no noise, no siren, none whatsoever. I said none. If you're the mayor of a district or the district head or however it may be, because we're not going to have all this stupid zoo nomenclature like governor and all this rubbish, of course not. Let's say you are the mayor of a particular city, and you are the political head of that very city, and you think you're going to have siren. You're joking. In fact, you will travel by public transport. If you're lucky, you may get a bicycle. If you're very, very lucky. If you don't want to serve in public office, you get away. Go and become a millionaire and be driving and have a convoy of 90 cars. Nobody will begrudge you. But as a political office holder, you are there at the mercy and the service of the people. No immunity clause, no police protection. All that rubbish will be gone. You will join us on the public service, be it the tram, the train, or the tube we'll be using. You join us there to go to work. If you don't want to go to work, as other people are going to work, you get out of office and somebody else will take over. No immunity from where? Immunity for which idiot is that? What useless immunity? None whatsoever. The only people allowed to use siren are the police, the ambulance service, and fire service. Police, ambulance, fire service. You will not even see an army, you will not even see a Biafran soldier on the street wearing army uniform. Impossible. Impossible. You will not see any. You won't. And the policeman, after work, and you're going back to your house, you're an ordinary civilian, you put on normal clothing, and you go back to your house. We are going to build a civilization, not all this stupid janjaweed rubbish in the zoo. They think we are stupid. Of course, we're not foolish. We are not going to suffer, and people will die to get where we are today, and then some idiots will come and ruin it. Of course, it's not possible. Thank you very much for that. We have come to the end of the... Let me take this very call, and then we come to a close. The caller on the line, can you hear me? I think you're going to be our last caller today, please. So make it very snappy. Your name, where you're calling from, and your question, please.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, my dear brother.
Yeah, my name is Izidu Convenant. I'm calling from Togo.
From Togo. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, the way black people reason is what baffles me. Because...
hey, blacks, we don't know. We reason like animals. Fools, I'm telling you.
I have noticed that if a white man tell a black man, this is a mirror, and come again and tell the black man it's not a mirror, they will believe.
Yes.
So my question is, how are we going to start thinking right? Because this baffles me. And what are the ingredients? How are we going to fix our mind to think well? That's just my question, sir.
I think we have started, because you are now thinking very well. You are one of those thinking very well. So we have now started to make sure that we are thinking very, very well. We have started that very process. That is why Radio Biafra is phenomenal. Because of what we are doing, everybody now wants freedom, isn't it? When we started, they said, oh, they talk too much. Every day you're preaching. When is this your Biafra going to come? And I saw somebody ask them, when is Jesus coming? The same idiot will go to church every blessed day and give money and say that he's hoping that Jesus will come. And he will pay his tithe, he will pay his everything, pay sow seed, water it, harvest it, all in the pockets of the daddy GO or mama GO. But we have now been able to educate people. Now they can reason very, very well. Now it is sound. And now people can at least some people, not everybody, but we'll keep going until we get there. Until we make sure that the whole world understands where we're coming from and that Biafra is irreversible. What we are doing is key to the survival of not just our race, but for black people all over the world. This very morning, I have received the name and the number of the idiot in Abo who is selling our land to Mietiala, and he will hear from us very, very soon, that I assure you. All of you panicking and afraid of Fulani in your forest, Fulani in your farms, very soon, they too will become history. They will not be in your farms anymore. If they want to live in our land, they should go to the townships and stay there, rent house and pay rent as everybody else does in any other part of the Zoological Republic. If you come to Biafra land, you cannot live in the forest, you cannot live in our farms. It is not meant for you. I can never ever be for you. I thank you all this morning for listening. We are going to reconvene on Sunday, 7 p.m. Biafra land time, 7 p.m. GMT. I thank all of you for listening, and as always, do not forget why we do what we do. Biafra to us is more than everything on this very earth. Biafra to us is our religion. Here on Radio Biafra is where we worship, because Elohim Chukwukika Biama Prumihenine is our God. Wherever you are this morning, afternoon, evening, or night, I love you all very much from the bottom of my heart. From me, from here, good morning.